How's it going, everybody? TC here once again. I thought it was time for another script. This one's pretty cool. Let me get it set up and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is a cool script. This is the Planet of the Apes TV show, Season 1, Episode 3, called Trap. It's a good one. It's when they were trapped underground. The one astronaut was trapped under there with Urko. Pretty cool. 7/3/74 is when this was. Or 7/31, rather. Pretty cool. It's got 50 odd pages, so it's rather long. And this has got some really heavy duty, the ones I like, the heavy duty brads. Usually see these on the bigger scripts. Now, this one's cool because it's got right here, it's autographed by Ron Harper. He was the blonde guy, the blonde astronaut. Now this, as far as I know, does not have any notes in it anywhere. Edward Lasco is the writer. I'll go ahead and get on with it. Here you can see the bleed through on the writing. And of course I always include an autograph picture or two of whoever's in the thing. Naughton. And there's Ron Harper. He printed his name on this, but you can tell the R's are, you can see where he's got the flair for the R even in the print on the on this one. Okay. James Naughton. Okay, here we go. Cast list. There's Urko. There's all the, let's see, was it Urko? Yeah, Urko. Pete Burke is the blonde and Alan Burden, I believe. Or no, Alan is the blonde and Pete is the dark-haired guy. Here's the set list. Here's Act 1. Pretty cool. Now these are, like I say, they're all in the same. These are, I guess you could call this green. Green pages. Now I'm going to pretty much go through this fairly quick. I'll let me get a little closer just in case it's not coming out good for focus. For time factor, because like I said, this is an hour show. This isn't a half-hour deal. One of these days I'd like to get me an annotated script of this show. Pretty cool. I noticed somewhere in here toward the back, one of the pages, when they printed it, it's I believe it's like this. The page is straight, but the writing is like that. Pretty cool. Like I said, this was one of my favorite episodes because when they were, what it was is they got trapped. It was an earthquake and they fell through a hole and it closed back up of the underground subway. So Urko had to work with James Naughton, to get out. At first he tried to kill him, especially after they started walking around and he tried to explain all the stuff that was there, like what was left of the subway, the front of the subway car. There were all kind of posters and stuff. One had a gorilla in a cage with kids feeding it bananas that he did find later. Or that Urko found, rather. But it was a good episode. Pretty much the whole episode revolved around them in the hole and the guys above. Ron Harper, the blonde astronaut, helping the apes to try to get Urko out. I can't remember. I've got either 2 or 3 of these. Different episodes. Signed by him. And I did recently, if you saw any of my openings, post a video of the one I've got that has the actual cover. Oh, here we go. It's number 19. Unless there's another one. This is page 19 that's crooked. It's pretty wild. I don't know what that was crawling around. Funny. One. 22. It's really a shame that this series could not have lasted longer. I understand why it didn't, other than the ratings, which it's hard to believe as popular as Planet of the Apes was at the time. Because when this came out, they had just made one of the most recent movies, and I think it was number 3 or 4, probably number 4. But the ratings were just not there, so, and the expense of doing the episodes because of the makeup factor, I believe, more than anything, as far as that goes, more than the budget, because it couldn't have been too much of a budget, because it would be pretty much like doing a Western, you know, at the time. You had plenty of sets that looked like what they needed. They even still had the sets going on from the movies, from the original movie. It was still there, right? Not far from MASH. It was fairly new at that time. Pretty neat. One of these days I'd like to go to California just to see. I don't remember where it was shot. It's somebody's name is like a park or something like that. And look at what's left. I know I've seen videos on YouTube of people who have done that, and you can still find little pieces. I don't know what they used. I don't know if it was fiberglass with wire, over wire, or what it was when they made Ape City, but if you look hard enough, you can still find pieces of that laying around, because it's pretty much gone now. Plus, who knows, with the fires that they've had this last couple of years or so, all that stuff might be totally gone. Even the MASH cars there was 1 or 2 of the old MASH trucks with the painted cross on it, red cross on it, sitting very close to where they filmed MASH. Don't know if it's still there. It might be gone if they had a fire come through there. All that'd be gone for sure. The lake that they had right there by Ape City might even be gone too, as far as, you know, for all I know. Just don't know about that, because it wasn't that big anyway. And in California, it wouldn't take much of a drought to pretty much kill that. Okay, we're getting there. Page 40. I don't recall exactly now how many episodes of this was made. I believe it was, I think it was either 14 or 15. I could be wrong. I'm not sure about that. It wasn't the equivalent of a whole season like you would see just a few years earlier and at the same time, where there would be over 20, between 25 and 22 and 30, 28, something like that per year of a typical show, whether it be a half hour or an hour show. Definitely back in the days of Star Trek and Lost in Space, they were between 20, like I said, between 24, most of them, and 28 or 9 per year. Saka, that was the other guard, or the other guy that was in command when they were up top. And he actually let him go at the very end because they had saved Urko and made a deal. Then he found the poster that Urko had in his hand after he was passed out or whatever, and almost shot him, but he didn't. He tore up the poster at the very end. Didn't mean to spoil it, but that's what happened. Okay, it's page 50. Somewhere right here to be saying about that. Because this, as far as I know, yeah, this is the final, so this should be exactly what was filmed. Now, they might have changed something here and there at the very last minute, and it wasn't notated here. Could be. I mean, because stuff gets cut all the time, even in the final script. Let's see. Okay, they're getting the rope. Okay, they're going to pull him up with the horses. Alright. It must have been close to 60. I thought it was only 55 or so. There we go. Oh, here it is when they're up. Urko tells the guy to kill him, and he won't. Okay. If you prefer to shoot them, Urko finally passes out. Let's see if they show that. Urko tries to get up, then collapses unconscious. The ground trembles again. Zako nods to Urko, tells the other two apes to turn the rifle on Galen. Put him on his horse, take him out of here. Put him on his horse. But he gave us an order. Take care of him, I'll see to the execution. Yeah, he actually fires the gun a couple of times, I believe, to make it sound like he killed him. Now, unfortunately for that guy, a few episodes down the line, after this, he was probably in jail because they found out he didn't kill him. Now, let's see, where is it with the... okay, there's about the shots. Where is the deal where... oh, here we go. Okay, angle on Zako. He reacts to something on the ground where Urko fell. Bends and picks it up. It is the zoo poster. Curious, he opens up and reacts. Children feeding in cages, right? Growing fury in his face, he whirls to look in the direction taken by Galen Werner. His rifle at the ready. They have not progressed very far. They're still within easy shot. Still tense, he lowers the rifle. And he sits on a pile of rubble, studying the poster in disbelief, distress, and anger. The end. That's pretty cool. Alright. There you have it. And there's the back cover. Season 1, Episode 3, Planet of the Apes TV show. Final script. Or final. Shooting script. Doesn't say shooting script, but it's a final. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Take care. Leave a like, subscribe, and later.